Bellefleur Manor, Bellefleur Castle, Bellefleur's Monument, Bellefleur's Monumental Folly. So people chattered, but all agreed that the Notaga Valley had never seen anything like it. The 64-room building was made of limestone and granite from Bellefleur quarries in Innisfail. From sand pits at Silver Lake, also owned by Raphael Bellefleur, tons of sand were hauled by horse-drawn wagons for the mixing of mortar. The house consisted of 3 sections, a central wing and 2 adjoining wings, each 3 stories high, and guarded by battlemented towers that rose above them, with a curious, massive grace. These towers were designed to contrast with several smaller and more ornate Moorish turrets rising from the corners of various facades. About the oriel windows and immense archways, limestone of a fairly light hue was used, in a spiral ribbon pattern pleasing to the eye. Most of the roof was covered with heavy imported slate, though there were sections covered with copper, which caught the sunshine brightly at times, so that the manor appeared to be in flames, burning but not consumed. From across Lake Noir, a distance of many miles, the manor took on varying, surprising colors, eerily beautiful at certain times of the day. Dove gray, pink gray, mauve, a faint, luminous green. The heavy, even funereal effect of the walls and columns and battlements and steep sloping roofs dissolved across the distance, so that Bellefleur Manor looked airy and insubstantial as a rainbow's quivering colors. Raphael was displeased at the slowness of the construction, and then he was displeased when it was completed. He regretted not having planned for a larger entrance hall, and a somewhat different porte-cochere, and a coachman's lodge in darker stone. He would have preferred the walls even thicker than 6 feet, for he feared fire, which had already destroyed a number of wood-frame mansions in the area. And the loggia on the 2nd floor, with its thick columns between the 1st and 3rd floors, struck him as ugly. 64 rooms, perhaps, would not be enough. Suppose his party should wish to meet at Bellefleur Manor one day. He would need a guest chamber of extraordinary dimensions and beauty. Later, the turquoise room was added, for visitors of uncommon worth. He would need 3 gatehouses instead of 2, and the central gatehouse should have been larger. So he fretted and strode about his property, trying to assess what he saw, wondering if it was as beautiful as people said, or as outlandish as his eye suggested. But he could not retreat. He must go forward, and when the last team of horses dragged the last load of materials over the turnpike from Notaga Falls, when the last pane of imported stained glass was in place and every piece of antique or custom-made furniture delivered, and every painting and tapestry hung, and the oriental and Turkish carpets laid, and the parks and gardens and gravelled walks prepared, when the last of the rooms was wallpapered with fine imported paper, and large hasps and locks affixed to each of the heavy-gauge steel doors, and the last carpenter, there were Germans, Hungarians, Belgians, Spaniards hired over the years, set in to place the last panel or mahogany newel post or teakwood floor, when the last white marble mantelpiece, imported from Italy, was in place, and the last crystal and gold chandelier, and the carvings and mosaics and sculpture and drapery and paneling Raphael had desired were in his possession. Then he looked about him, pushing his pince-nez sharply against his nose, and sighed in resignation. He had built it, and now he must live in it, for Raphael was afflicted from boyhood with the Bellefleur temperament, an unfortunate combination of passion and melancholy. There never was any help for it. By the time Mahalalel came to the manor, however, it was much changed. All but a very few of the staff of 35 servants had been dismissed over the decades, and a number of the rooms were closed off, and the wine cellar was badly depleted, and the marble statues in the garden were crudely weather-stained. As the delicate Japanese trees sickened and died, they were replaced by sturdier North American trees. Oak, cypress, silver birch, ash. Some of the most beautiful pieces of furniture had been seriously scarred and battered by children, though they were, of course, traditionally forbidden to play in most of the rooms. The slate roof leaked in a dozen places. The turrets were storm-damaged. Weeds grew where an outdoor swimming pool had been planned. The parquetry floor of the entrance hall was badly injured when Noel Bellefleur, as a young man, rode one of his horses into the house, for reasons never explained.